Kupina kuphi emakhaya amadolobheni aseComplasta khona siyanimukela ehlelweni Yilungelo Lakho, it's your right. Lo hlelo kwelulesela tindzaba tixwayiso nako konke lokuthinta wena njengemthengi. The festive fever rather is slowly creeping in. Kungiko ukuthi sikukhumbude ngekubaluleka nekusebenzisa imali ngendlela lephephile. Mina ke ngisimpiwe Ngcongwane kanti leli ke Yilungelo Lakho asingena endzabeni namhla. It's a countdown to Black Friday. In just a couple of days, consumers will be rushing into various stores and jostling for bargains that come only at this time of the year. This day may be the early signal of the arrival of the festive season, dressed up in tempting promotions and hard-to-resist specials, but consumers are still advised to keep their impulsive spending in check.
Kuxashqashi kungconyelwe kwizisulu kanye njengexesha leChristmas olusuku luza kanye ngonyaka abathengi bafuna ezona zinto zifikelelekayo.
I'm looking forward to Black Friday, so and the money I already have been budgeted for it. Looking forward for that day because I already have things in plan to buy on that day, so I'll get it done. It's part of December shopping. I'm not gonna shop again in December.
Ngiyashophisha mina Black Friday abantwana bami impahlo for December. Mina ama whiskey for mina up until January ngoba January zoba singanayo imali sibudgetile sikrime.
It's cheaper, and then whatever you want to get it at a smaller price. Again, sometimes you must don't use money, especially for these Black Fridays. I'm telling you, this is the best. It's the best.
Sometimes ayinamehluko ngoba amanyama njenga last year bebathi izinto zizoba phansi nyana mara mase sifika lapha sithi siyathenga kuyafana musa kunamehluko lezi ngaphansi yilezi ezinganamsebenzi kakhulu mara yona besijabulele ukuthi mabathi yiyo ngempela kusho ukuthi izinto sinemehluko yabo.
No Black Friday angibudgeteli ngoba izinto siless yabona, so imali mayikhona ngiyayishop angibudgeteli.
Ngelixa abanye bebekele bucala imali khona ukuze bakwazi ukuthenga, abanye bazawuchitha imali abengenayo. Itshanhliziyo lemicimbi yabathengi uElias Shamatla ulumkisa ngelithi abantu babangaboleki imali okanye basebenzise i-credit cards zabo ngento yosuku olunye.
Ngathi kuma consumers ba enze planning. Firstly, you must plan ukuthi ufunani this year. Ini ufuna ukuyithenga. Oyidingayo, hayi oyifunayo, oyidingayo. The thing that you need. And then if we ask ukuthi ufuni amasofa, then ungaya Black Friday uphethe budget yakho. Hayi ukuthi ungaya lapho uphethe credit card uzobana khona. We must realize ukuthi there is December, there is January, there is February. You know, we have to stick to our budget.
Black Friday lixesha elibonakalisa ukuba lifikile ixesha leziyunguma nalapho zininzi izinto ezitsala umxhelo. Ngelithuba kulapho abathengi bazawube bonganyelwe zindali nabathengi. Kodwa kunjalo kufuneka bazibambe khona ukuze bakwazi ukongela ixesha elizayo selezigqithile iziyunguma.
Avoid the malls. If you go to the mall, take a book. Bala phansi ukuthi uzoyenzani e-mall. Uzothenga igroza, okay, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if you know, Kuti, even if you have listed the things that you need, all right, but you're still going to be tempted, don't take the bank card. Withdraw cash. Gotta pay because my pili. I don't know is. Share your ID account. Because my figure laptop also tired. Let ID so vule account. Yeah, one. So share my cards account. 30 grocery or shopping list yako, or you to the mall, then you can shop until you drop with the money that you have in hand.
Njengoko luqhwalela uqoqosho uninzi ludendwa, abathengi bayacetyiswa ukuba balondoloze. Nomvuyo Ntanjana, Yilungelo Lakho.
tabe kushubile mos asibongele umbiko leselothelwa nguNomvuyo Ntanjana kwanyalo kwasimungele livakashi lethu namhla sina Mavis Ureke is a psychologist siphinde sibe na Omar Amaro lobuya ehhovisi le Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman. Ladies sanimukele ehleleni sanibonani.
Kanibonani. Thanks for having us.
Uma ngicela ngawe siyeva kukhulunywa ngeBlack Friday, this Black Friday, that Black Friday, markdown, Black Friday special. Ngicela ukuchazela bogogo Dlamini emakhaya ukuthi yini le Black Friday?
Okay, i-Black Friday kusho ukuthi itolo zizoba ziyehlise ama-products babiza ukuthi sale, kusho ukuthi ama-bargains prices izinto ziyehlile, so kungako ke ubona ukuthi umphakathi ulilindele lesuku lokuthi bagijimele itolo bayothola izinto nge-bargain price. Yes.
From the Voxes sivile lomunye uthi bathathe ama leave labanye just to attend le Black Friday, but only to find ukuthi very useless items are on sale. Logo, which it actually gives me it leads me to my question ukuthi, is this not false advertising?
Okay, yazini ne singathanda ukutshela abathengi ukuthi into ebaluleke kakhulu ukuthi sibheke ama-ads. Angithi before this Friday, but then ama catalog azoza ekhaya and then ama advert kuma television nasemaphepheni yonke into. So it's very important ukuthi umthengi abheke i-ad, and i-ad ukuya ngomthetho wokuvikela abathengi wo Consumer Protection Act mele isho ukuthi limited stock, angithi, so that abathengi bahambe bayitolo ba prepared ngoba masingabhekisisa kahle sonke la eMzansi Afrika silinde lelo suku, then masifike itolo sithola ukuthi bathi out of stock. So we must be prepared ukuthi ama items athi limited stock or itolo ezithi kuma catalogs wabo limited stock, because that if it's not mentioned, then ilwa nomthetho wo Consumer Protection Act ngoba that means you are giving abantu idea ukuthi stock is galore anyeke nizeni isicede, mabafika lapho etolo mabathola ukuthi stock asikho, then balwa nomthetho wokuvikela abathengi. So mele sibheke ukuthi makuthiwa limited stock, then siyazi ukuthi mele sivuke ke sibe bokuqala ngoba masingafikanga early, that means mabathi kithi istock osiphelile mele si accept. But i-Consumer Protection Act ilwa lento lebo yisho ukuthi misleading or false advertisement. Yes. Magube they don't mention ukuthi limited stock.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Mavis, I guess Black Friday is very safe to say, would see it signals the start of a festive season. How then do we get in touch with very reasonable spending habits?
I mean, if people lack a psychological anger or a deep enough reason for their behavior, they cannot control or manage their behavior. Someone else will control and manage their behavior. That's why advertisers or retailers or any shop that is selling goods has got the power to actually influence people at an emotional level. So if you look at the anxiety that started a couple of weeks ago when people are looking forward to Black Friday, when you're anxious, you're not really in control.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so when you're anxious, you've got this anxiety about, oh, this product or this and that. You get in there, you're just going to buy what you don't even need.
Yeah.
So I think the issue is, do you have a deep enough reason, psychological anger, or a reference point for your spending, or you just spend because you have money?
Okay. And I guess we've failed all these years to strike the balance between wants and needs. How do we strike the balance?
Okay, so again, we're going back to the issue of psychological anger. Yeah. What are your values? What is really, really important to you as a person? Okay, if financial freedom is important to you as a person, what behaviors must accompany that for you to get there? So I think a lot of people don't actually have financial values that are solid, that are aligned to the ultimate goal financially, what they want to do. Financial goals are very important. You have to have financial goals. When you've got financial goals, you're peacefully deciding what you want to do with your money. And when you're doing that, you are actually deciding on the needs versus, you know, the lifestyle, which is, I think, a lot of us are really stuck in lifestyle spending where you don't actually know, what are my financial goals? What will be my 5 years from now look like?
What then do you make of this argument that I may not necessarily have the budget for the normal price of a particular item, but they do have the budget for the reduced price?
If it was not on your budget in the first place, then you actually don't have a budget. Okay? How can you have a budget for a reduced price when it was never in your budget in the first place?
Okay.
So people will go and spend, during Black Friday, people are going to spend on things that are not actually on their budget. They will just go swipe. And then that's why we end up taking even the products that we don't actually need, just because it seems like it's reduced. It's psychological. So when you feel it's reduced, you think, oh yeah, let me get it at a cheaper price. Do you really need it? If you can't ask yourself that question, to say, do I really need it? Low price or no low price, do I really need it? Because if I really need it, doesn't matter whether it's low price or high price, I will still get it.
Okay.
But I have to budget for it, plan for it, instead of just ad hoc spending or
reckless spending,
reckless spending,
yeah.
or reactionary spending.
Reactionary spending.
Yeah.
Okay. So what then do you make of this reasoning that I'm actually buying for future needs? I'm buying a pack of 12 at a highly reduced price.
If you are buying for future needs, but also if you're going to be in control of your own behavior going forward. So people will buy what they need for December, but December comes, they have a leeway, they have time to themselves, they have nothing to do. So what do? They go again to the malls. So what do again? They spend again. So if you're really, there are people really that really make a use of that and make a benefit of that, but I don't think it's a lot of people. So the issue is financial discipline. Are you disciplined enough to, there are people who do benefit, they buy for now until February. So they have these things that they're buying now at a reduced rate, but I don't think those people are many, because then what are you going to be doing in December when you've got all this time you're not working? So what do? You go to the mall. What do you do again? Spend money.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Hayi asibambe lapho yembukele sisishilela ngasetolo siyabuya khona nyalo. Sakumula futhi mbukele ungaba ingcenye lohlelo ngisoshala icingo lapha e-studio ku-011-714-6918 noma ke 011-714-6919. You can also SMS the word right to 33721. The word right to 33721. Ungasithumela futhi ne-email ku-consumer@sabc.co.za. Ungaphinde uthole futhi na ku-Facebook or send us a tweet. Now, Omar, I just want to engage the both of you. Isn't it misleading for shops? Uthola ukuthi babhale imbokotho ya 70% off, yet eceleni kwalo 70% kunamagama amancane labhale ukuthi up to. So thina ke we flocking to the shops knowing ukuthi kune sale ya 70%, yet the actual fact is it's up to 70%.
You know, Simpiwe, it's very important for a consumer to do that careful study, because itolo, anything that means advertising, and anything, the task esinikeza the consumers, ukuthi anything engati, it's showing misleading, then mele bayi report immediately, because it is on various timing pick up ala catalog or ama brochures uthi uyafunda uyabona ukuthi they've bundled things up, but then
so just before you continue, how would you say it's misleading? Because ukhona lo up to, which means it can be 10% off, it can be 20%, but anything up to 70%.
Uyayibona into enjalo. That is why ku-important kakhulu ukuthi siyofind out lapha esitolo or sifone ukuthi ngifuna i-item enje yona exactly at how many percent off. Uyayibona into enjalo, because the responses esizitholayo as the ombudsman office masibe sibeka le itolo into task ukuthi how can you put i-advert enje, then they will let you know ukuthi we are not saying le item with that percent off. We are saying anything between this range. So it needs a very careful person obonayo leyo catalog I study. But do we have time for that as consumers? We do not. That is why i-Consumer Protection Act it yonke into imele ibe in plain and simple language. So that is what we are pushing with itolo zenze kanjalo, because the law wants that. But obviously it's gradually getting there. But the people abazoyenza ukuthi itolo by fast track lento le efunwayo umthetho, it's us as consumers. Yes. Right now bazosdrawa to Friday. And it's to Black Friday. But mele nathi says ukuthi what are we going to do there? The first thing engifuna ukuthi sikhulume njengama consumers ukuthi masiya ku Black Friday, did we plan for that? Is it in our budget? Huh? Yeah. Because if ever I'm going to spend the money that I do not have, then the whole thing is totally wrong because izok inconvenience wena ne family yakho during December holidays. Niyogcinanilwa because you have spent the money that you don't have. And guess what? Into sibonayo, the complaints that we receive at Ombudsman office subsequent to Black Friday, hinto yokuthi I bought this and now ekhaya abayifuni. Ispouse sakho asifuni because we don't need it. Angithi wena uyenge crowd yasemsebenzini ukuthi siyagijimela khona. Then uyospenda imali engazwananga endlini ukuthi uyayispenda. And people must understand the legislation I protect if the item ayikho defective. The legislation will only come in if the item that you've bought is inferior or the quality is inferior. But magube manje, you are changing the item because you did not understand ukuthi isebenza ukwenzani. We will go sithole lapha. Let me make an example. Ukuthi sithole ukuthi bathi ama tablets aseselini. Do I need a tablet? Do I even know how to use a tablet? I buy a tablet. Masifike endlini asikwazi ukuyisebenzisa. So into emele siyibuyisele emuva. You see, those are the things. So we must prevent ukwenza izinto ezoyenza ukuthi ekhaya, because what we want in this time is summer holidays ne December. It's love and peace. True. So we must avoid anything that will bring discomfort endlini. So these are the things we must be very careful as consumers.
Mavis, I'm sure you've heard her. She's underscoring the importance of budgeting. Do you want to weigh in on her?
Yeah, it is like we mentioned earlier on to say, you know, we have to stick by our plan. But the interesting thing, though, about budgeting is that what we often see when we're doing financial coaching is that someone has a budget, but when you look at their actual spend, which is, we say, bring your bank statement, they don't speak the same language. So someone has spent money on something else, totally something else, not necessarily their budget. So it's really about, do you know yourself very well? Because if you don't know who you really are, self-awareness is very pivotal. You would be spending money on things that you think you need, or you'd be spending money on the actual values, what you really value as a person, without actually you being aware or prioritizing that. So it's very important to realize that when you're doing your budget, so before you start budgeting, know your personal values. We can't overemphasize that. Revisit them, in fact, because sometimes you have these values that you generated when you were younger and, you know, you were in poverty. Now you think, oh, when I grow up, I'm just going to show them things that don't actually matter, that actually end up, you know, getting you into more trouble. So it's really, self-awareness is very important before you actually do the budget. So if you don't know who you really are, what is important to you, what your financial values are, what goals you are pursuing as a person, you can have a budget and realize that when you look at your actual spend, they don't speak the same language, which is the majority of cases. That's why people end up doing Black Friday. Yeah.
You know, in my experiences of these kind of specials or sales or whatever you may call it, is that the returns policy doesn't apply. That can't be right.
I'm glad that you've raised that, Simpiwe, because Masio Spender Jengama consumers, we need to understand what we educate consumers ukuthi know the return policy yakuleso store. Because if there is nothing wrong, I'm still emphasizing, with that product, the Consumer Protection Act, it's not going to come to your rescue. So if we understand the policies of that particular store, then we are in a good space. Ngoba manje, there's no way, like you are saying, ukuthi istolo sizoti go Black Friday items, there's no return policy. That is totally unacceptable because you are purchasing goods, you are transacting with your money, so there has to be some policy in place. Whether ukuthi manje uthenge ngesayilini manje awumelanga uyibuyisele emva lento leyo, then it's wrong. I'm hearing a lot of consumers saying, no, but what can I do? Ki rekile ko sayilini. No. Lewe rekile ko sayilini. You have the platform, you have the rights to return it if it's defective.
So it doesn't matter whether it's Black Friday or a Christmas sale or Easter sale, the returns policy of that particular shop stands?
It has to be applicable.
Okay.
Yes, so we cannot be sitting with an item, and then we are saying, because sailing, you still have the same rights to return it. The only important thing we must understand, what are their policies, like you return within 7 days, you return in a good packaging order and all that. Those we need to understand. But if the item is defective, whether it's sale or not, Consumer Protection Act will give you relief on that matter.
All right. Know what you want, know what you need. Singayi njengemdumo wabo Black Friday, senze Good Friday. Hayi mbukela sasiphinza sesijikelele ngasetolo. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Leli Yilungelo Lakho kuvakalisa imbono yakho. Sishayele licingo lapha ke studio ku 0117146918 noma ke 0117146919. You can SMS the word right to 33721 or email your views to consumer@sabc.co.za or rather visit our social media pages, Facebook and Twitter. Let's take our first caller of the day. We sina Penny ulapha ke Pitoli. Sakubona ehlelo sabona Penny.
Kunjani baba?
Siyaphila kunjani?
Ngikhona baba.
Khuluma nathi baba.
Yeah, ngimlaleli niyakhuluma la. Kukhona iclip engingayiveza ekuqaleni la ubaba from a consumer uthi abantu ba spenda imali for instance uhamba umuntu awuboleka imali and then afuna ukuyispenda on that day. Uyangizwa ukuthi ngithini baba?
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong there. In effect, the person also cut for instance, ubona something kwilokuza TV. That fridge, for instance, it was 12,000. The day we Black Friday is 6,000. So yabona ukuthi makayithathe fast that thing, and then ahamba uyiboleka lo mali uyayibona umuntu. But that thing is like I won in a year. You understand? That 6,000 uyazi ukuthi uzoyi-replace within 3 months than ukuthi hambe athathe le fridge nge-12,000. So ngibona ukuthi nalapho khona omnye umama lapho kwakhuluma sengimkhohlwa igama lakhe ekhuluma nge-tablet ukuthi umuntu uhamba abone i-tablet ayithathe i-tablet. I mean you can't go to your shop uthathe into ongayaziyo. Lo muntu bekathatha la tablet bekayazi ukuthi uzoyisebenzisa. Uyayazi i-tablet. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes, wow.
All right, Penny, siyabonga kakhulu kusishayela. Ladies, do you want to address that? It's making a very, very valid point.
Yes. Let me ngikhulume ngendaba le ayikhuluma yokuqala yokuthi ukuboleka imali. Ngibona ngathi ukuboleka imali makube awuyiboleki uzoyibuyisela nama interest. Mara makube uzoyibuyisela nama interest, then ngibona ngathi leyo exercise izakuhlupha because it means uzongena ku the new year so uneyikweleti ozibuild from Black Friday. Okay. So I think that was what Mr. Elias bekazama ukuyibonisa ukuthi singagijimeli ukuyoboleka imali so that we can spend ku Black Friday. Ngempela mawuyibona into ukuthi yehlile nge-50%, then makube awunayo imali, but still ngifeel ukuthi we need to spend imali esinayo. I need to we know that Black Friday comes once. It's not a surprise, so we must plan towards it. Okay. So masi hamba siyoboleka imali, then it's like it's iza njenge surprise githi, then it's wrong. It's something that we want to help our people so that bakwazi ukumanage ilife yabo. Ngoba mawuzoboleka imali umuntu akutshela ukuthi manginikeza le 3,000 uzayibuyisa sayinama interest. That means when you are going to start the new year already, so uneyikweleti. So that is what we are saying. Abantu masizama ukurefrain from that. Let's plan accordingly. Fana ne Christmas shopping. Christmas shopping magube asiplanelanga in good time. That means be aksi into ebalekile githi. You understand? Because into ebalekile kuwe uzayiplanela in good time, uzincishe ezinye izinto. Hence I'm always advising consumers ukuthi magube sithola ama savings. This time is time whereby we are cashing out our savings nasemsebenzini sizothola ama bonuses. But sifuna ukuspenda leyo mali nje leyo mali is not like sithola ungathi iwa from esihlahleni, sisebenzele. Remember, mawenza ama savings throughout 12 months, you are depriving yourself from other things throughout the year. So when you get that money on the last month of the year, that means umele uyisebenzise in something that you've planned for. We cannot just hambe sithenga nje izinto ngoba ngicashe out ama savings. Imali yakho bomele wenza something important throughout the year, but you decided I'm going to save this money every month religiously. Uyayibona into enjani? So nama bonus same like wazi anyenge sisipende nje ngoba sithola ama bonus. Imali yethu esisebenzele, it's either sivale izinye izikweleti so that when the new year starts we start on a clean slate. Into sizama ukuyitshela ama consumers ukuthi singathathi ikweleti like siyoswipe ama credit card. Remember that money is the money that you don't have. So my swipe credit card is kweleti ozohlala naso in 2019 for the next 12 months that you must pay.
But in Zabema bonus, for instance, one may argue, ukuthi bonus is like a surplus. So even if ngithenga whatever I want, ngithenga a tablet that I want, not necessarily need, but I will affect the budget at all because imali le extra.
Ngiyakuzwa lapho ne, but what about izinto ohlala uzifuna but you cannot meet them on your normal salary every month? As a person, as a human being, kunezinto ozifunayo, but with your normal salary you cannot. But then usitshele ukuthi mangithola ama bonus, then I will buy that particular thing.
Yeah.
And it's a need like higher or a life in yam, you know. But I need to sing about mentality yokuthi let me spoil myself. I don't know, Sis Mavis will help me. Yeah. That statement, how long does it go? Yoguti, let me spoil myself, because I think we must somewhere somehow throw a line. Yoguti, where do we actually take that statement? Yoguti, let me spoil myself, because we end up doing impulse shopping, and impulse shopping is with regret. Yeah. Because overnight, you don't need those people things.
Wow. Maybe it's to respond to the impulse shopping.
And you feel ashamed and anxious about it, and you look forward into the new year, you've got this burden again. I wish I had saved my money. So we're going into January. A lot of people get their bonuses, but in January they're broke. They start borrowing. Why didn't you use that money for your school fees or for the kids or whatever the case might be, so that when you get into January, you start off on a good note, peaceful, and you're not worrying about not having money. So people would think I have an extra, but the question for me is it really an extra? If you stopped working today, will you be able to sustain yourself for 3 months? So is it really an extra? An extra compared to what? An extra just because it's coming in and it's not on your budget. But if we looked at you as a person, as a total whole, looking at your finances as a person, if you stopped working today or you get laid off today, is that really an extra? Can you afford to live your life going forward?
Yeah, food for thought. Food for thought there. Let's take another caller. Na Matolo ulapha ke eMthatha. Sakumule hlelo sawubona?
Mano msasazi wami.
Kunjani baba?
Ngiyaphileka msasazi man.
Usiphile njengasheleni baba. Talk to us.
Mhlekazi, kunento endifuna uyiqonda kwezondwenzo uhleli nazo apha. Apha eMthatha ndiyakuva. Ewe, izingakhona iBlack Friday ezo. Nansi ingxaki, abantu abaninzi apha abaphangeli. Abantu abaninzi ibonus azikho apha kwaMamthatha kwindawo enjengayo iPhandela iTranskei. Undive kakuhle. Ngifuna ukuqonda umuntu uboleke imali eboleke usuku olunye. Ahamba awuthenga lonto kulantala Black Friday. Izambeka apha ematyaleni mhlawumbe phaa komatshonisa kwi-loans. Ifuna uqonda nje apha most yabantu balapha abaphangeli, bengaphangeli nje akukho bonus. Most abantu abathile, abantu abaphangela kwindawo eziphezulu, abantu abafumana ezo bonus. Enkosi msasazi.
All right, Baba, siyabonga kakhulu. And I guess his point reaffirms what Omar had said earlier on. What about borrowing or taking up a loan to buy something that you really, really needed? Is that wise? Is it
For me, it depends on what is it? Is it just something TV that can break in 2 months after you buy it? So it depends on.
Let's say, for instance, a fridge.
A fridge. If you really, really need it. But the question for me is, if you are borrowing, at what price? What is the repayment? When you put all the interest, how much is that fridge? So you get a fridge that is 5,000 and the interests are like maybe 10%, and by the time you pay it, you've paid 15,000. Is it really worth it?
As I said, the interesting 10%, but I actually bought it at 40% off.
But the interest of the loan, does it make sense?
Yeah, it's 10%, but it's saying a 40% off, which means I've saved 40%.
But if your loan interests are going to exceed the 40% reduced price, then you've not done anything. So you need to calculate the interest on the loan. When you repay it back in full, what is the interest? What is the total interest that you're paying? You might find that you're paying 100% back when you're saying I saved 40%. So what did you do?
Okay. All right. Let's take yet another commercial break. Sakumola futhi mbukeli leli ke Yilungelo Lakho, it's your right. Our participation lines are open. 0117146918 and 0117146919 are our numbers to dial in our studio. Sishayele uvakalisa umbono wakho. Ungasitfola futhi na ku Facebook, na ku Twitter, ungasithumela futhi ne-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za. You can send that word right to 33721. Asasiphinde sibele futhi eQueenstown. Simfune saza samthola bhali ke asasiye kuye. Sakumola sabona.
Sawubona bhuti kunjani?
Phelile kunjani baba?
Khona uthana uphali apha e-Eastern Cape ngisemoltina.
Siyabonga ukushayela baba. What's on your mind?
Ndikenda kunya kuphelela chitha imali eninzi ku Friday. Benginemali engange 10,000 ngibona sengichithile imali. Benizibhajethi bazochitha inenga nge 7,000. So i-Black Friday ayikho enye indlela enothi i-shift kuyo bekwenza usuku zika December phakathi ngoba apha phakathi apha ku November kuyechithakala imali eninzi ngoba sesibhajethele nabantwana.
Okay, Pali, siyabonga kakhulu kusishayele.
Siyabonga kakhulu bandla.
Do you ladies want to respond to that?
Baba uthi Black Friday ibe in the middle of December.
Yeah.
Okay, ngibona ngathi itolo the purpose yokuthi bayenze manje yiyo yokuthi kuyabonisa ukuthi abobani who have planned for it. And by the way, we must remember as consumers ukuthi masiyenza le shopping yamanje, it's not like siyenzela just for the fun ukuthi kuze i-Black Friday. Masingama consumers aplanayo, then we somehow do it for December holidays. So isikhathi esi-right so ukuthi masifuna ukuthenga ama-gift wethu we-Christmas sivele sithenge manje. So I think the timing is also perfect. Ngoba masingayiphushela kakhulu inside December, then kuba ne-chaos because a lot of things are happening. But for now in November, people are still thinking straight, and we know ukuthi sifuna ukwenzani during December. So this is the right timing. We are purchasing for what we have planned since the beginning of the year, and we are also purchasing for December holidays.
Oma says the perfect is timing, but then would I be correct to say that initiatives such as this one, like Black Friday, are actually encouraging debt? Because aba emkhathini kwenyanga noma mhla ka 22, 23 November, bantu abakaholi. People get paid month end, most of them. So they'll be driven to take up loans in order to participate in this.
When you lack personal authority, when you're not the personal decider or the one who makes decisions in your own life, yes, you'll be encouraged. But when you've developed your own personal opinion about funds, it doesn't matter Black Friday, Dark Friday, it doesn't matter what's going on. You know, when you've got your own personal opinion about money, you will not be moved by what other people are doing because you are focused on what you're trying to achieve as an individual. So it doesn't matter when it is, who does what.
Okay. In as much as I may be disciplined, but such things, man, they do encourage me to take up debt.
Then you're not disciplined.
They are enticing me.
No, then you're not disciplined. You don't know how to manage your emotions. Who is in control? Who is in control? You're operating with an external locus of control, not an internal locus of control. You're operating based on what other people are doing, not what you want to do as a person. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take another caller. Sinatumsani, sawubona Florence, sawubona?
Simpiwe kunjani bhuti?
Siyaphila kunjani baba?
Sikhona. Uthi msana ithembisa.
Okay, siyabonga.
Cha, ngithi angibonge nje mina la omama sebeyibeke kahle bayichaza le ndaba. Ngicabanga ukuthi bayichaze kahle. Because kodwa ke manje my concern will be what will happen to the people laba abangayi understand generally indaba ye-advertisement, because singakhuluma ngabantu abala ezidolophini aba-understanda kangcono indaba ye-marketing, communications and all. Because if i-advert ithi 0 up to 75%, lokho kusho ukuthi kune-probability yokuthi leyo mpahla ayikho actually at 75% of, however it ranges between 0 up to 75%. But umakhulu ongazi math uyofika angena athi ngifuna le fridge is 75% off, nansi imali enginayo. Then how do we deal with such people from disadvantaged?
And Dumsane futhi ngicela ubambe kancane lanini futhi ke lokuyinkinga uthola ukuthi lo 75% off bambhala ngemagama lamakhulu bese ke lo up to bambhala ngemagama lamancane udzenga letibuko kuze ukuthi umfunze lo up to. But then the shops may be justified ukuthi bambhalile vele in as much as akabonakali, but it is there. Ladies, do you want to engage with them what is on the line?
Nanso inkinga ke, I think it's manipulation.
Okay. He thinks it's manipulation.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Like ngishilo simphiwe ukuthi umthetho wona uyasho ukuthi everything attractayo consumer. When you want to invite consumers to your stores, it has to be in plain and simple language. And it's so, but then gradually, as I'm saying, the only people abane power, it's consumers. If they feel something is wrong, can we not keep quiet? Can we voice out? The ombudsman offices are there to make sure that there's fair play in the market. So once you pick up a catalog, ubona ukuthi ayikho right, ayibhalwanga kahle, phone us and let us know. Tina, we immediately contact itolo ukuthi le advert yenu enje. Ngoba thina masihlezi lapha ema-ofisini, we don't know what is happening outside, but we are relying kuma consumers ukuthi basitshele ukuthi kwenzakalani. But ke ubaba njengomashilo ukuthi abantu abasemakhaya, abantu abadala, uyayibona into enjalo. They will only find out mase bafikile eitolo. And leyo exercise leyo, it's draining. However, sithi noma bayitholile leyo problem enjalo, bangathuli. Mase bafike estolo acabanga ukuthi mina ngiphumele ekhaya ngize la ngicanga ukuthi i-fridge ngizoyithola ngemali so mabathi hayi gogo kahle kahle le fridge yakho ibonayo ithi 5% off not 70. Singathanda ukuthola lawo ma-calls ngoba the more abantu bakhuluma bacomplaina then thina as the ombudsman office siyakwazi ukuthi sicontacte lezo itolo sibatshele. So once we bring those things into their attention, then nabo bayakwazi ukubona ukuthi okay, the market or the consumers, our customers abasenza ukuthi sibe who we are, they are complaining about our behavior. So umsebenzi wethu is that the ombudsman must make sure that there's fair play between consumer and supplier, neitolo. So the fair play must be there. And the only people who can make sure that happens, yiti abatengi. Ngoba yiti experience all this. So if anything is discomfort to us or isienza sibe unhappy, let's voice out.
Mavis, he just touched on manipulation. So at what point does this constitute manipulation?
So manipulation can be positive or negative, and manipulation will be and will continue to happen. But here's the thing. You are responsible for your behavior. You're not being forced. Nobody's taking a credit card or money out of your own pocket. So you don't stop exercising personal authority as an adult just because someone is having an advert. An advert is influence. I mean, they want to influence purchasers or consumers to buy. That's why they do adverts. Otherwise, they wouldn't do them. So it's almost, yes, manipulating you to buy, whether positively or not. It's manipulation. It's influence. We are influencing you to take an interest into something. But you have the personal authority to decide, do I really have an interest in this thing?
You know, Bokoko, like certain classes of people, you are very vulnerable and gullible. So they may not necessarily see things the way that you are.
Unfortunately, that's why even, you know, when you look at the churches, people get manipulated because of lack of knowledge, lack of awareness. And I think it is our responsibility, you know, as the ones who are probably educated or who know to go back into our communities and begin to educate, you know, the vulnerable, because for sure, they will be vulnerable and they will be abused left, right, and center.
Sure. All right. Please don't go away. Yilungelo Lakho, it's your right. Let's take a look at some Facebook messages. Sanele Dlamini uthi msakazi Black Friday kudlalwa ngabantu lapha man eHammersdale iba khona ezongubeni zogqoka kuphela ukuthi kuzosiza kufanele ngithengele ingane izingubo. Thanda uluntu uthi kule Black Friday kudlalwa njengabantu ngase ngaboleka iloan ngenxa ye Black Friday mina soze tu. Sugoluhle uti, most of the consumers, they use their money without budget. When January comes, you'll hear them say, we spent a lot of money during December specials and Black Friday. And most parents, they struggle to pay their students at school. Surely you can reaffirm and reiterate the importance of planning and budgeting.
But also the importance of breaking emotional patterns. If every January you're broke, clearly there's something going on there at a psychological level that you need to pay attention to.
Okay.
So people have these emotional patterns. They keep on getting themselves in the same problem and trouble over and over again financially. So I always say people get into emotional debt before they get into financial debt. You need to know what is going on at a psychological level, at an emotional level, that keeps you repeating the same patterns. Remember what we said about the emotional anger. So you may not have developed a psychological safety or psychological anger deliberately, but you do have some psychological anger, and it may be influencing your behavior in a negative way. That's why you keep on repeating the same sort of patterns. So that is very also critical too. If you're keeping on, if you're broke every January, you need to relook at your...
There's a problem.
There's a problem.
Yeah.
You need to break the emotional patterns that are creating those same behavioral patterns.
All right. Let's take a last caller for the day. Sina Hlanga. Siyagumule ehlelweni Hlanga, sawubona?
Yebo sabona.
Yebo baba, kunjani?
Ngikhona baba.
Ukhuluma nathi baba.
Baba mina nje yazi ngifuna nje ukukhuluma iqiniso kulento le. Ngiyabona bosisi laba abala screening. Yavele basebenzela abantu ababo nefamily zabo, yabona. Thina nje sishaye into eyi-1. Yazi kwenzakalani ngathi thina abantu abamnyama. Sishaye ukuthi manje kuze sibone ukuthi kumele sikhone ukuziphilisa. Ngokuthi sikhone ukuzigcinela imali yakusasa, siqale ngokuhlupheka kuqala. Uyabona uma kube nje umuntu akakasogoli ekubeni bekavele umuntu bekasebenza before wabona amaphutha wakhe. Lokwesithuwa akunamuntu ozomtrainer amthishe ukuthi kumele enzeni ukuze akhone ukubheka ikusasa lakhe. Yabona into enjalo.
Okay.
Ngiyayibona lento yabo ma Black Friday ini lezo nto lezo izinto ezingenamsebenzi eweke vele izinto ezenzakalayo mara umuntu mayefuna ukuzimela uyazimela ngokuthini ngokucabanga kwakhe ukuthi kushuthi kusasa lakhe yini nabantwana bakhe nomndeni wakhe yonke into le ukuthi thina kushuthi manje sekumele sihambe sitishwa ngokuthi kumele senzeni ukuthi kusasa sikhona ukuziphilisa nefamily zethu nabantwana bethu ayikho ngeke yenzakale kithi thina abantu abamnyama lutho.
Alright.
Lento le baba kusho ukuthi ngathi nje angazi ukuthi sifunde kungani singafundi ngokuhlupheka kwethu plus bese sifunda ebantwini abamhlophe ngoba abantu abamhlophe amabhunu yilawa akhonayo ukuzicabangela ikusasa labo sibe sesiqala and manje mangaze kube nento ezostopha ukuthi singayi kuma Black Friday nendaba ukuthi kumele sicatshangelwe sizotoyitoya ukuthi why kwenziwa le nto yabona.
All right. Hlanga, siyabonga kakhulu ukusishayela. Your closing comments in response perhaps to Baba Hlanga?
I didn't hear what he said.
Okay, yeah, your closing comments, Oma?
Mina into engithanda ukuyitshela abathengi ukuthi njengoba sizoya ku Black Friday mastudisha ama ads thoroughly.
Yeah.
And then secondly, let's understand ukuthi sifunani and lento siyoyithenga izometer our needs because really if ever sizobona masekhaya ukuthi it doesn't meet your needs, remember Consumer Protection Act won't give you relief on that one. Okay. But magube the product is defective. Ngicela singahlala ekhaya sithi ngoba ngithenge selini akekho umuntu ozokusiza. I-ombudsman is there to protect you whether we thenge selini or on a normal day. Into ebalekile masiyothenga item, let us know. Siyenze research ukuthi originally le item yenza malini so that when we go to the stores we know ukuthi ngempela this is a bargain. Because magube uyothenga ungena esitolo bathi lento le iseselini and then you don't know ukuthi originally yenza malini, then bangaze bakutshela ukuthi lento le yehle nge-300 but you don't know, you know. So masenze that research ukuthi sazi ukuthi lento le yenza malini and iyayidinga. The other thing ilento le bele sikhuluma nesisimayivisi ukuthi planning, it's very important because ma ungaplananga uzothenga izinto ungazidingi and zizoyenza the whole festive season yakho ibe sawa.
Yes.
And then the spirit is a peace and love during December time is going to be gone. The other thing that consumers must know ukuthi it's the delivery time yama items la sizowatenga la mela deliver ekhaya. So just know ukuthi Consumer Protection Act says the delivery time must be agreed upon between the consumer and the seller. Yes.
All right. Let's leave it there for now. Your closing comments, maybe in response to Baba Hlanga, who's basically saying that the black race, particularly black people, are the ones who are very, very gullible insofar as these such initiatives as these are concerned, and they are not so self-sustainable. They only relay Kuma specials. Yeah.
So the anxiety and the desperation of not having, of poverty, really pulls us and pushes us to spend even where we don't need to spend.
Okay.
But again, we can plan to get out of poverty if we've got financial goals that are solid. But if we're just going to buy just because we're desperate to buy, I always say to people, before you spend, ask yourself, what is the emotional state you're in? If you're desperate and anxious for this thing, stop.
All right. All right, ladies, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Let me thank my studio guests for their time. Please join us again next Monday for yet another live consumer affairs discussion where we'll be tackling the issue of dubious travel accommodation scams. Yilungelo Lakho, thank you for watching. Have a great week ahead. Cheers.
Oh,